Rain lashed against the bookstore windows, a steady drumbeat to the afternoon. Inside, the air was warm, scented with paper and old leather. Sunlight, struggling through the storm clouds, cast the aisles in a soft, hazy glow. It was the kind of day that begged for quiet corners and whispered secrets. A perfect day for a love story to begin. Ella, seeking refuge from the downpour, wandered among the shelves. Her fingers trailed along the spines, each book a world waiting to be discovered. She paused in the poetry section, drawn to the familiar comfort of words. It was here, amidst the rhythmic verses and heartfelt sonnets, that fate, in its own quiet way, brought her to him. Jack, a man who found solace in the written word, browsed the poetry collection. He was searching for a specific anthology, a gift for his niece. His gaze, intent and focused, lifted as a shadow fell across the shelf. He looked up, his eyes meeting Ella's. Time seemed to pause, the world outside the bookstore fading away. Her eyes, the color of warm honey, held a hint of shyness that intrigued him. A smile, hesitant yet genuine, touched her lips. He felt a connection, an inexplicable pull towards this woman who shared his love for poetry. He cleared his throat, a nervous gesture he instantly regretted, and spoke, looking for anything in particular. His voice, deep and calming, broke the silence. Ella, initially startled, recovered quickly. "Just browsing," she replied, her voice soft yet steady. "I love poetry. It's like a window into the soul, don't you think?" He nodded, surprised and pleased by her insightful comment. "Absolutely," he agreed. Its raw emotion distilled into words. They talked, their conversation flowing easily from poetry to their shared love of rainy days and the comforting aroma of old books. He learned her name was Ella, and she discovered his was Jack. With each shared sentence, the connection between them deepened. A fragile bridge built on words and shared passions. Section 4. A Walk to Remember. As the rain subsided, leaving behind a glistening city and the promise of a rainbow, Jack found himself reluctant to say goodbye. Gathering his courage, he asked, "Would you like to walk with me? I have a feeling there's a beautiful rainbow waiting to be seen." Ella, surprised but intrigued, agreed. They walked through the park, their footsteps in sync with the rhythm of their conversation. The air, fresh and clean after the rain, carried the scent of wet earth and blooming flowers, and there it was. A vibrant rainbow arching across the sky, a symbol of hope and new beginnings. They stood in comfortable silence, shoulder to shoulder, captivated by its beauty. At that moment, with the rainbow as their witness, Jack knew in his heart that this was no ordinary encounter. This was the beginning of something special. Section 5 years woven from moments. Time, once a river rushing past, slowed to a gentle stream. Weeks melted into months, months blossomed into years. Ella and Jack's bond, nurtured by shared dreams and quiet moments of understanding, grew stronger with each passing season. They celebrated triumphs, big and small, with shared smiles and heartfelt congratulations. They navigated life's inevitable storms hand in hand, finding solace and strength in each other's presence. They learned the language of each other's hearts, understanding unspoken words and finding comfort in shared silences. Section 6. Love's Enduring Sanctuary. Years later, Ella and Jack still found themselves drawn back to the bookstore where their love story began. Standing hand in hand among the shelves, they would recall that rainy afternoon, the scent of old books, the shy smiles, and the unspoken promise in their first conversation. Their love story wasn't a whirlwind romance, it was a slow, steady burn, a love built on shared passions, quiet understanding, and the enduring comfort of simply being there for one another. It was a love story that proved that the most extraordinary relationships often begin in the most ordinary of places, on a rainy afternoon, in a small bookstore, with a shared love for poetry.